But I can't get better till I get different. And sometimes the struggle between better and different is difficult with time. Because clean time can become your motherfucking handicap. And me and my new guy be rolling, me and Al be rolling. I say, Al, I usually have this little guy sitting in a wheelchair, but he got a crash helmet on. Now you would wonder, why did he put the crash helmet on after he got in the wheelchair? You would think he would have put the helmet on for the wheelchair. Now check what the disease of the dick. Stop it. Don't stop it. So I'm the guy in the wheelchair with the crash helmet on. And you might identify with this. I'm in a program that's here to help me save myself from the next crash, but if I got the crash helmet on, that means I got a reservation. That's why you didn't move right up to the front, because you got a reservation. When you went to cop on Sunday morning, if you had any money, you wanted to be in the front of the line. Why do we go to the back of the room in a program filled with grace, mercy, prosperity? Why would you go to the back? Because if you was copping for me, by the time you got up to the front, you was going to get some soap. New members always come to the front of the line. Don't never take the back seat in the meeting. That's crosstalkers road. Them people ain't learned shit yet. You're gonna buy a dummy from a dummy. Old timers, don't forget what it was like to be new, because that's what's happening to us. We becoming an endangered species. They call us the dinosaurs, but dinosaurs are extinct. I ain't no motherfucking dinosaur. I'm still doing shit like this here. I'm trying to drop it like it's hot in the little chance I get. Because Sunday morning is the coldest day in an addict's life. With or without the dope. Because here's what the literature says. We accept the possibility we can get infinitely better, then there's no end to what recovery has to offer. We begin to understand that spirituality is not just the way out. And I always say, I was laughing, I said, Jojo, man, you know goddamn well I ain't the fucking Sunday spiritual speaker. I still hang in the titty bars, I still gamble, I'm still a whoremonger. Look. I'm in the promised land. I done got old enough, goddamn it, everything I do, I'm happy about it. If you ain't happy about your right now, you must be still looking at your yesterday. I'm happy about my right now. Right now is the most important moment of my life. I'm here at TunaCon with you all. We celebrating something that most folks would hope to get. Somebody laying out on the sidewalk now wish they could get this. But an addict with a good idea is a terrorist. An addict with a good idea is a terrorist, a suicide bomber. And your clean time will turn you to the terrorist because it won't let you open your motherfucking mouth when you're in pain. So I've been going through some traumatic experiences. And trauma is real. Life's trauma is real. We ain't gonna talk about the trauma of active addiction. The first step told us we fought and lost an exhaustive battle with drugs. We know that. When you come to Narcotics Anonymous, your ass is tore out the frame. I don't give a fuck if you come from a Lamborghini or a Volkswagen, you tore the fuck up. Because people don't come here to develop new social skills. You do not see nobody coming to Narcotics Anonymous because they had lost their social graces. This ain't the place. But the question always comes up, and If the dope chase you to Narcotics Anonymous, what chased you to the dope? And if you don't know what chased you to the dope, it's probably chasing you now. Won't let you do your step work. Won't let you talk to your sponsor because the disease that made you a deaf mute got you like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because it done me like that. Recently, in pain, surrounded by love, but I can't say nothing. Because one of the most prevalent symptoms of the disease of addiction with time is embarrassment. It's embarrassing to say you still ain't shit in certain areas of your life. Well, I got all the outer trappings of what success looks like, some of my insides are still rotten. Yes, sir. From the trauma. There's a fancy word that's really simple. It's said in our symbol. I'm going to say it a little fancy and make it a $5 word when it's really worth $2. It's called psychiatry. Here I go, Wayne. Look at Wayne laugh like he's going with that bullshit. But the psychiatric is the definition of the scar of a healed wound. Yeah, pull out your phone and look at your motherfucking self right now. Google it. The scar of a healed wound. Now, what the psychiatric does for us, and our symbol is described there, it says the last thing lost to freedom is the stigma of addiction. Your psychiatric. Oh, you got a scar somewhere. You may be covering it up with your car, with your job, with your title. You may be covering it up, but the trauma associated with the wound is still there. Yes, sir. And even long periods of abstinence don't guarantee us complete freedom. So when I started to look at my psychiatric, I started to see all the past failures and disappointments. And I could see all the bodies I left along the way. Well, y'all asked me to do this shit. Y'all crazy now. You already know. If you don't know my story, I've been in the crazy house. I was in Timberlawn Psychiatric Institute for a long time. Everybody know I've been there, but don't nobody know how I got out. But the trauma associated with the past hurts and disappointments after you get clean. Yes. This is all Narcotics Anonymous. Look, I ain't gonna go into the deep psychological shit I just said. Psychiatry, you gonna figure that shit out and look at your own. Quit looking at me, wondering what's wrong with me when you really should be wondering what the fuck is wrong with you. Because you're your ultimate problem. So when I started to experience the trauma, it made me regress in my process of recovery. Embarrassment and isolation. Embarrassment and isolation. This is old timers disease now. Embarrassment, you with me then? Embarrassment and isolation. I'm coming out of my 5th marriage. Yeah, I'm a serial killer. Because I continue to kill my own dreams. I start everything out like a fairy tale, but I know I really want to start in a horror movie. I'm the creature from the Blue Lagoon. But I'm sharing that with you because I want you to know that my time didn't take away the pain. Time don't just take away the pain. It's only doing the work that's involved in the steps, practicing spiritual principles in all your affairs. Now affairs change, so practice changes. And let me tell you, I'm one of them ones that I ain't gonna say I did shit cause I'm no addict. I do what the fuck I like cause I like it. I'm just nasty by nature cause I like nasty.
Yeah.
Ain't got shit to do with, oh, that ain't very spiritual. This is spiritual. But you're not a very spiritual speaker. When you alone with yourself and your time and you doing your nasty, what do you call yourself? How spiritual was that when you left with the newcomer? See, it ain't easy being greasy clean. And as I don the next mask for the next performance, yeah, the mask changed. Don't even worry about putting no makeup on the mask, just change the mask. And when I jumped out on the bushes of myself this last time, I married somebody that I knew I didn't like, but I married her anyway because I needed to use her to help me endure the pain of my mother dying. Oh yeah, using people, use people. Ain't got nothing to do with the dope. Yeah. But when I indulge in my defects, I've already accepted the consequences of what it's going to cost me. Oh yeah, you got to accept the cost. Always put the cost factor in there. It's going to cost you something. And the main cost is how much I'm willing to give you for this little piece of you. Yeah, indulgence in the defects always takes you to a dark place, and I like the darkness. Because in the darkness, you can do shit that you can't see yourself doing. When you get in a dark place, why did you go there in the first place when you were standing in the light? And why would you pray for in the light when God showed you in the dark, but you wouldn't look at it anyway? And my bestie told me, he said, listen, your mama gonna die and COVID gonna leave, and then who you gonna become? And it happened in that manner. Because my whole purpose of my life has been to take care of my mother. And when my mother left, my purpose changed, but I couldn't find the purpose that it changed into. We talking about the psychiatry. We talking about trauma. Now y'all stick with me because I ain't gonna be long. So I tell the girls, stick with me, baby, I ain't gonna be long.
Nice.
I gotta keep y'all loose, man. See, old timers, we gotta quit traumatizing the newcomers. Let them loosen up so they'll stay here. Let them laugh about the bullshit. They gotta laugh a little. We know they're gonna lie a lot. But we want them to laugh a little so they'll stay. You know, we gotta reel them the fuck on in. Just come on. No. Sit up here. We tell them at our home group, we tell them, no, you sit here, you president of this meeting. And then when they find it in the book, they be like, I ain't no damn president. But I done tricked them to stay there 90 days. Disease of addiction, man. Staying clean is not a guarantee that nothing bad will happen. But the principles in the step teach us how to live on life's terms and gives us the courage, strength, and wisdom to stay clean no matter what. This is in our literature in the Living Clean. So in spite of the trauma, my mama dying, the wife escaping, accepting the reality that I'm aging out, because that's a whole new reality there when you got to get with, you probably been here longer than you gonna be here, and all that other bullshit that you've been indulging in don't have no value. Then you get to chasing life for real, for real. you really want to be happy, joyous, and free, then you stop lying to yourself.
Yes, sir.
See, telling yourself the truth is the tough piece. Telling myself the truth is the tough piece. I can tell y'all all day long, but I can't live in it. Why am I telling you the truth and I'm still a fraud with myself? Now I done bought the dummy for myself and upset with you because you won't buy none. Okay, that'll catch you. So getting through the hard times strengthens our faith. I keep coming based off my faith. It's the only thing I have that sustained me through all the trauma I've experienced in the last 18 months, 2 years, has been my faith. And where did I get that at? I got it in Narcotics Anonymous. Narcotics Anonymous does stuff that the literature said medicine, religion, and psychiatry wouldn't work. I watched you all stay here in spite of your mama dying, your relationship ending, your businesses falling, your kids being bad, but you kept coming.
Yes.
And finally, keep coming back really made sense.
Yes.
What do you mean keep coming back? Don't you see my fucking life is falling apart? Keep coming back. So these are the craziest goddamn people in the world. Just keep coming back. And then keep coming back made sense. You remember the day you had your first aha moment and God was real? Here's when I got mine. My mom, before she passed, had been preparing me for her to pass. And she said some cold shit to me, and I thought I had a hell of a program. She said, I don't want to be in no hospital. I want to go home and die with you. Do you know what that must have done in that moment? And just looked at me and went on to look at TV. You know what, Tansy? No, that's my oldest son. He said, man, my mother would say some shit to you that would have you baffled for weeks. Like, if I keep on talking to you, I'm going to lower my IQ. So when your aha moments come, you're like, oh, she just called you a stupid girl. And I'm sharing those experiences because now that they're my reality, she was preparing me, Diane, for her to die. And said to me, I'm okay with God, are you?
Yeah, man.
And having to endure the understanding that I tried to avoid. And having to come to a real acceptance that I was so selfish, I'd rather my mother suffer than me feel. We talking about when you really got to have a program. We talking about when you really got to practice a principle of acceptance and not get angry with God, because I've been angry with God, Diane. I've been angry with God because I didn't want to have to feel my feelings. Even though Narcotics Anonymous, we said in the very first chapter, the capacity to feel human was lost, and now I've recovered what's been lost. Now I'm upset because I'm human again. I told you I ain't gonna be long, like I tell them girls, I ain't gonna be long. It's gonna be intense. Not being yourself is identity theft.
Come on, man.
Not being yourself is identity theft. Because if you ain't being you, I'm not being you, who gonna be you? We're recovering with what's left of us. What's left of you is all you got. The gratitude train should have said, Thank you for what's left of me. The wretched ass person that I still am, I'm going to have to hug me every day because I ain't got no guarantees of getting the next day. I ain't got no goddamn investment in tomorrow. Ain't no parts of tomorrow belong to me. That's why the third step says, it's real simple. I don't know what tomorrow holds, I just know who holds tomorrow. I made a decision. I'm not going to ever fucking use again. All the rest of this shit, I'm going to practice. I don't know if y'all read Narcotics Anonymous literature. It's real simple. I ain't going to never use again. And everything else, I'm going to fucking practice. I'm going to practice being open-minded because I told myself the truth. I can't use dope and act right because they don't put act right in dope. And I watched, I ain't never smoked no crack because I came in D.C., but I seen enough of you crackheads, crackeristics to know I don't never want none of that shit. Some of y'all crackeristics be having me I just be laughing at you. You did what? And then if you sponsor enough crackheads, you start acting crackish sometimes. You be saying that old crazy shit they be saying. So, I'm sharing my pain because I want to be free. I don't want to stay spiritually constipated. We all know what constipation is like. When you feel bloated. When you feel clogged up. When you wish you could go, but you can't. Well, let's talk about spiritual constipation. Old timers. Don't get so far out of see our isolation that we can't help each other, we can't heal. Don't let your clean time become your disability. Take a step. It's like taking X-Lax. We used to take X-Lax. Take some X-Lax and then make another decision. I got to go out right now. No, too late. Take a step. I'm back practicing principles that I thought I forgot how to practice. The first one is humility. I'm just telling everything. I'm doing stool pigeon 101 all over again. Don't do nothing with me because I'm going to tell it. I got to tell them the goddamn disease all the time. I have marathons with my motherfucking self. If you call me on the phone, we gonna talk a while. It's gonna be a while. Because Lisa tell you, I'll call Lisa. We just get to talking, and I get to telling me some shit. I got to tell it, because if I don't tell it, the disease will say, shut up. Don't let them know you got all that clean time. How you feeling like that? Anybody else have experienced that? When the disease told you to shut up, don't let them know how you feeling. They gonna laugh at you. You got too much clean time to be feeling like that. Now, let's not
people
phrase
relate
that
to that.
You got too much clean time to be feeling like that. That's when I knew for sure I was in a life and death battle with a clone. Oh, you think you ain't got no clone? Are you reading Narcotics Anonymous literature? It told us we were at least 2 people. And if you use drugs for a long time, the 2 people are 2 people, so it's easy to have a group versus. Then when it comes to relationships, your 2 people and my 2 people, we all get in the bed together. Now we got an origin, and when somebody don't come, we upset. I'm gonna Because there's something about my magical magnifying mind that's got this perverted mental twist that says, I know. This is when my time becomes dangerous. Because I do know some stuff. I've had some experiences. I ain't going to tell you I just got a few 24 hours. I'm not going to dismiss God's grace and His fellowship's power and say, I got almost 33 fucking years. I've had some experiences that have brought about some changes, and they ain't all been easy.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
That's why the literature says when we were beaten, I had to get me some going on knots. Sometimes my head looked like I was wearing a crown. I had so many knots on my head. The woman told me, I got 30 days clean, I ain't never been in no relationship that was successful, and I'm emotionally imbalanced, and I'm on medication. I said, come on, my name is Tyrone M. I share all over the world. Our people's both clean. I'm just saying. Don't take my inventory, I'm telling you. You might want to look at that motherfucker in the mirror that's tricking you into believing that bullshit you're telling yourself. I'm going to wrap this up with a couple of spiritual things because we didn't talk about me long enough. Let's talk about the program a little bit. The bottles we hit in recovery can be frightening. The bottom we hit in recovery. That means you've been clean for a while. You've been clean for a while, but how long you been recovering? And Wayne, we had to take a motherfucking meter and put a meter on your finger. How much recovery would the meter show? We'd be collecting our motherfucking key tags back, saying, you ain't got this, you ain't got this. The bottles we hit in recovery can be frightening. We go through some dark times. In a dark place. But I have myself surrounded by the love. The love that I'm surrounded by my Venuses and Jonies and Craigs and Theresas and Als and Tammys and everybody. I got so much love surrounding me that the disease can't get to me. It tries to get at me, but I tell right away. I'm over here, I got this midget tied up in the closet.
Purple midget.
You gotta tell some shit, man. Because what happens to old timers when they don't tell it? I know y'all down here been to some fucking funerals of people with time who didn't tell it. That's right. So let's practice what's indispensable all the time. H-O-W. That's the 12 steps. I ain't finna run you through the steps. If you ain't run through the steps by now, you ain't got no intention of fucking with them no way. Well, Joe, you asked me to do this shit. You should have told the people I was a complete nut. But I'm free.
Yes, sir.
I'm a free nut. I'm free. Wayne, stop laughing at me. But do you know the price it cost me to be free? I had to let go. I had to let go of all the ball and chains of shame, misery, and degradation that I put myself through in active addiction and then resumed clean. Now I'm just free to move about the universe. Yeah, I hope you think well of me, but I'm going to think well of myself in case you're thinking fucked up.
Just like that.
We have a terminology that we use in our group, and you can use it too. It's called reflected self-image. You can Google any words out. You can Google it, motherfucker. Be careful your picture don't pop up. And what reflected self-image, the definition of it is I start to see myself through the eyes of somebody else, even though they may have cataracts in their fucking eyes. So now you living your life believing that the way they see you is the way you are.
Come on, man.
Never fully being free and living your life at all.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Single people do what single people do. Fuck a lot. Married people stick to what the fuck you made a choice to do and don't fuck with us single people. Keep your morality out of other people's lives. That's why I would have just said we don't judge, stereotype, or moralize.
Yes, sir.
Walking in the meeting with your moral majority motherfucking robe on. Forgetting what a wretched piece of shit you was when you got here. How many newcomers you laid hands on? Don't moralize, don't judge the other. And you know what we're going through? God's recycling us. You don't know what part of me he needs to use for you. Then you have the audacity because you got some time to think above somebody else.
Yes, sir.
And then when you find yourself in that same fetal position because you didn't allow us to help you, because you wouldn't allow us to hear you, because your clean time made you a deaf mute. The last little word I'm going to read out the literature, because I read the literature all the time. Spiritual growth can be bewildering, frightening, and very lonely. As you start to practice the principles in your affairs and leave other folks alone, you're going to find yourself walking alone a lot. You get that, JoJo? You're going to walk alone a lot, baby. That's okay. Because I'm still your friend. If I say I'm your friend and you get me to say I'm your friend, I make promises self if I keep them faithfully no matter what they cost me. The whole makeup of my character is my integrity. If you prostitute away your self-respect and dignity, ain't shit of you left to have. Stop selling yourself short. You sitting in the room, this is the room where all the big lotto winners hang out. This is where all the big lotto winners hang out. All you gotta do is cash your ticket every day and don't use them. Tyrone, I keep coming.
Nice.
How many people can identify with something he said? Okay. The ones who didn't raise your hands, you weren't listening. Because I don't care what your genre is. I don't care if you try to say you're an alcoholic, you're not an addict. An old lady with the prescription pad. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a fucking normie. If you listen to Tyrone, there's something that he said that you can identify with. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's a little rough around the edges. It's the way I like him. That's why I love all y'all motherfuckers.
Love you too, T.
You know, but he has some truth, whether you're a newcomer or an old timer, right? And I know he was talking to a lot of people with some significant time in that group. But whether you're a newcomer or an old timer, if your disease is telling you to sit down and shut the fuck up, if your disease is telling you not to share that shit,
It's a fucking lie.
then you better stand up and holler out.
Man.
The reason why I say that is because that's how my significant relapse came in effect. I held all these positions, from World Narcotics Anonymous positions to I was the Dallas area H&I, a chairperson for 3 years. I was carrying meetings into every type of fucking rehab facility there was in Dallas County, including the jail. Okay? But my disease told me to shut up because of what everybody might think of me if I shared that I'm in so much motherfucking pain right now that I wanted to fucking use, or what fucking that Crown Royal on that billboard looked really fucking good to me. And I didn't share that shit. And then when I fucking went to an NA convention and I fucking detached my foot from my fucking leg, I ended up relapsing on my pain pills and putting my mother through fucking withdrawal. Because I didn't share that shit. I had 7.5 years fucking clean. I didn't have to throw that clean time out. Our literature states that an addict, any addict, can lose the desire to use and find a new way to live. And it means that shit. It means that if you work this Narcotics Anonymous program, and I'm not knocking the ACE, or Alcoholics Anonymous program, you know what I'm saying, for whatever your genre is, if you work the 12 steps and you do it honestly and rigorously, and you build a relationship with the sponsor, you stand a fucking chance to learn a new way to live. My genre, as y'all know, is Narcotics Anonymous, because it's all inclusive. Alcohol is a drug, period. It states that in our literature and our under how it works. Okay? Anything that's mind altering. Sex can be fucking mind altering. That's why they're Sex Addicts Anonymous. Gamblers Anonymous. Overeaters Anonymous. And I can jumble all that up through Narcotics Anonymous. Right? Because I've been there, done that. Me and sponsor have to hold each other accountable when it comes to the casinos. And I've been in the room in Narcotics Anonymous when I first got clean and sat in the room. There's 3 motherfuckers I had sexual relations with in there. So I decided to do things different when I came back the last time, and I decided I was going to abstain from everything. And I have. And I've got to use this time to get to know who Teresa is and what Teresa wants out of life. I've got to build amazing relationships with my children and my grandchildren, and the relationship I have with my sponsor, there's no comparison, and my best friend in the whole wide world, which is Leah, and you all know this. But I've learned how to become a good friend, not only to myself, but to those that I care about. And that's why I live by the motto that as long as I put my recovery first, everything I've loved never has to come last again. Okay? I wanted to do something different for you guys. I wanted you guys to hear somebody different. You guys hear me a lot. But Tyrone to me is a very powerful speaker. Like I said, he's rough around the edges, but he didn't say no bullshit. Talks a lot of shit. But he didn't say no bullshit. Even when he's talking shit, he's speaking the truth. You know? And something that he shared that stood out to me, and I'm going to open the floor and give other people an opportunity to share tonight, was when he was talking about his mama, because tomorrow's the anniversary of my mom's passing.
God bless me.
And when he was talking about his mama, when he turned around and you know, one of the things that my mom said to me was exactly what his mom said to him. was I don't want to die in the hospital, I want to die at home with you. But between the amount of time it would have took me to get her from the hospital to the house, she would have already suffocated. So that was not an option. And the turmoil and the selfishness, thinking that, well, if I go ahead and stick her in hospice, maybe, just maybe, God's going to intervene and she's going to get better. And how angry and how scared she must have been when she got in that ambulance to be transported. And I gotta live with that. It's called grief, right? It's called grief. So lately, every day, except for today, I've been going to a meeting, and a meeting, and a meeting, and another meeting, so I can put recovery on top of the pain instead of the dope. Right? And I share that with you guys because that's my cicatric.
Cicatric. That's the word. Cicatric.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you might want to think of tricking, but it's called a cicatric.
Cicatric. Okay, I was trying to look that up.
And what a cicatric is, like he said, it's a fucking scar.
On top of a wound.
It's a scar that is healed over a wound. Like the scars I have from surgery on my ankles, and scars I have from getting shot, and scars I have from getting stabbed, scars I have from getting raped. And then there's the scars you can't see that the car covers up. It's pretty cool. That the car covers up, that makeup covers up, that job covers up, and all that stuff. But my cicatric today is, could I have done something differently when it came to making the decisions I made for my mother? So I have a cicatric. I love that word. I love the analogy, the terminology, and the description of that word. Because we all have them.
What does it mean again?
It means a scar of a healed wound. Just because, and so it's a constant reminder. Okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be a scar you can see. It could be a scar that's in here. A trauma. A scar that's in here. But I have a whole bunch of outer scars that remind me of the traumas of my addiction. Right? But this cicatric is an internal scar, and it happened while I was clean. It wasn't that I made some decisions about my mom when I was out there fucked up.
Cicatric.
I made these decisions clean.
It's been healed. Oh.
Did you find it?
Yes. It's spelled with a C. That's what got me.
Cicatric.
Cicatric. With an X. Cicatrix. Okay.
Does anybody want to share about something that they heard?
My name's Duncan. I'm an
Hi, Duncan.
I also really related with the thing he said about his mom. My mom just passed away in July
God bless.
from cancer. She was fighting cancer hard. And I was there 3 days before she passed. I was at her house, and it was late. She wasn't even there. And my disease told me, like, go get fucked up. You can't handle these emotions. You can't handle this, and that's what I did. I went and got high. I went to mask the emotions. And
Didn't work?
no, not at all. Passed away 3 days later in the hospital. And she told me my brother was she didn't want to die in a hospital. She didn't want to die in a hospital. She didn't want them to starve her to death.
Yeah.
And my grandma ended up taking her to the hospital and she passed away the night she went to the hospital. She fought so hard. And I felt like shit because she fought cancer so hard and I couldn't fight this.
There's these things we call living amends, right? Where we make amends to the people that are no longer with us. For victims, for me, not only do I do living amends for people like